welcome to another Fight of the Night review. This is for the fight that happened on the card of David Figueiredo, I'm saying that name a lot, versus Joseph Benavidez 2, and the fight in question was on the main card between Marc, who is British, and one of my favourite British young talents going in, against Rafael Fiziev. So, yeah, this was the fight of the night. It was pretty enjoyable. I'm going to tell you how enjoyable. I'm going to try my best to break it down round by round as we go along, and we're just going to start that now. So let's do it. So the round starts, and they do admittedly spend the first minute of it sort of like getting a feeling out process for each other, but there is a point where Rafael lands arguably his biggest weapon in this fight. He lands a body kick, and he lands a lot of these in the fight, mostly in round one. He lands a good clip of body kicks to Marc Diakiese. And if I'm being honest about this entire fight, it's easy to see why Rafael was the winner. In round one, he was staying on Marc Diakiese pretty well. He was closing the distance with him, landing a lot of really good body kicks, as I mentioned. There was a great moment where he basically matrix dodged a head kick from Diakiese. It was really cool. He did it even better in round two, which was also really cool. Yeah, but Fiziev just had like Marc on the back foot for a lot of this fight. He landed a lot of really good butt shots, he landed some really good leg kicks, he had some really good punch combos as well, and considering that Fiziev is he's mostly a Thai boxer, and like Thai boxers' hands, even though they're called Thai boxers, they mostly use their legs. His hands should have not have been this good, but they actually landed at a pretty good clip in round one. A clip. Most of his work was to the body though. Marc Diakiese did land some good shots, but he was, I don't know, he just looked to be more on the back foot to me, and I think that's because that's always been the problem with Marc's style. As much as I like him, he's always just been like a sort of one-shot sort of guy. And that works for him sometimes, but not all the time. And I think that was the main problem with round one and obviously the following rounds. But all in all, like for round one, I'm sorry I didn't really give a lot of information. There was some clinches. It was mostly Rafael Fiziev beating the crap out of Marc Diakiese. And yeah, it's easy to say that Rafael won round one. Absolutely. I feel like he just put in a lot more work. He was moving a lot more, pushing the pressure a lot more on Marc. Really good punch combos, really lovely kicks. Yeah, it was just a pretty good round for Fiziev. Round two was not nearly as action-packed, but it's also probably Marc's best round. It's his smartest fought round of all the three. He managed to stay on the outside a lot, and I think it works well for him because I think he's taller than Rafael, and he lands some really good leg kicks from the outside, but Rafael lands some vicious-looking ones in round two. He lands some vicious-looking leg kicks. And eventually it does get to a point where like he has Marc against the cage a lot, and I can't remember if this is in round one or two, but he has Marc against the cage, and Marc shoots for a takedown and like quite desperate, but Fiziev, he gets a good couple of he gets some really good grappling in round two, does Fiziev, but yeah, most of it is on the feet. Marc does land a really good body shot in round two as well with the left hook. He lands a bit better in round two. He does land some good leg kicks, as I said, but once Fiziev was able to close the distance, he just kept landing combos. He had a really good couple of clinch knees on Marc. He just really managed to close in a lot on Marc, and even though Marc was trying a lot harder in round two to avoid getting into too much of a firefight, Fiziev just closed in. Landed some pretty heavy shots, landed some really good leg kicks, but Marc, once again, just zombieing through it like he had in round one, just shrugging off the leg kicks and, looking, even though he lost the fight, he did look really good, despite the fact. But yeah, round two was arguably the most even, and I still give it in favour of Rafael, mostly because of the takedowns he landed. I feel like Marc probably got better with some of the striking exchanges, and as I alluded to earlier, he threw a good head kick, and Rafael did a perfect matrix dodge, not even getting hit by it at all, because the one in round one he sort of blocked a bit with his hands. In round two it was just yep, nope, completely went whoosh. It was nice. It was really nice. Round three begins, and before I actually start talking about it, I will say at the end and start of each round, both men actually touched gloves and were quite friendly with each other. So there's a lot of respect going into this fight, which I'm always a big fan of. You people know this, all two of you who watch these videos. But yeah, round three is very much the same. The two touch gloves, and round three is is probably the most action packed of all three rounds. It's definitely the round where Marc actually started throwing a lot more. He was coming in with some really good combos. He got caught with a couple more body kicks from Fiziev. But Marc was like moving in really, really well. He landed some really good combos. He probably landed his best shot in round 3 as well. As Fiziev was throwing a leg kick, Marc threw a right hand that landed, clipped Rafael right in the jaw. Didn't rock him or anything. Didn't seem to really stun him, but it was a nasty looking shot. Probably the best one that Marc threw the entire night. Yeah, there was some pretty decent grappling. I think Rafael managed to get another takedown in round 3. I don't fully recall. But yeah, Marc was like looking good in the opening of the round, and there was a moment in round 3, I think, where Fiziev went for a left hook, and he was quite far away from it, so he turned that into a spinning back fist, then followed that up with a couple more punches. I can't remember if that's in round 2 or 3. But yeah, even though 3 was arguably, again, the closest, you know, it was just a really close round. Yeah, it's easy to see why Rafael got the win here. Marc did have a good showing, but not his best one. And Fiziev, like, he's one I'm going to watch out for. He looked really, really good in this fight. He landed on, like, the body kicks. I just feel like this fight should be titled "Fuck Your Ribs, Marc." You know, that's essentially what it is. Marc just getting kicked in the body a lot. Yeah, there really isn't a lot of other moments or anything I can remember. I think that's my biggest problem with this fight. I did like it, but it was very one-sided to Fiziev, and I don't remember a lot that really particularly stood out. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It's not going to be in my top 10, but you know, like with most of the fights I've reviewed in the past, if you want to go and find it yourself, I highly recommend doing so. So do that if you want to. And now it's about time to sign off. Before I do, I want to say thank you to everyone who tuned in last night for CWL's Endgame 3. I don't care that my wrestler is like winless at Endgame. He's 0-3 now at like CWL's version of WrestleMania, but he put on the best match of the night with the rest of the Truthless Heroes. I will not like accept anything except, well, maybe the Kaiju battle. That was weird and great. The main event between Harris and Chris Princess was so good too. There was a lot of great matches. It might have been the best pay-per-view CWL has ever put on, maybe. I'm not just saying that because I was on it. Like, there was tons of great stuff on it. But yeah, so that's like for the past, as in literally last night. It'll probably be on YouTube later if you just want to watch it on that. And I will see you all tomorrow because I've got 2 things. The first bit of the very brief history of Evanescence, and then got Stream PPW, and then on Wednesday will be hopefully the full Evanescence episode. So yeah, I'll see you all very, very, very soon. As always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye bye.